Hi, everyone, and welcome. We're so happy that you're joining us today. I am Kelly Freeman, IAYT, and Membership Manager at the International Association of Yoga Therapists, or IAYT. And I am here today with my lovely colleague, Marita Greenidge.
Hello, everyone. I am Marita, and I am IAYT's Marketing and Communications Manager, and I'm really excited to spend this time with you today.
Our theme today is From Yoga Teacher to Yoga Therapist, exploring yoga therapy as a career path. And before we dive in, let's take just a brief moment to arrive together. So wherever you are, allow yourself to be comfortable. Let your face soften and your shoulders gently release. If it feels okay, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a slow breath in through your nose and a long, steady exhale. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Early in the year, we step into a space of possibility, reflection, and renewal. In the yoga tradition, we often work with sankalpa. And this is a heartfelt intention that arises from our deepest values and aspirations. And rather than focusing on what we want to fix or change, a sankalpa invites us to connect with who we are becoming in this year. So take a moment to bring to mind a quality that you'd like to cultivate this year. Perhaps steadiness, compassion, courage, patience, clarity, or trust. And allow that quality to form into a simple phrase stated in the present tense, such as, I am grounded and resilient. I move through life with clarity and ease. I am open to growth and possibility. Silently repeat your intention to yourself, allowing it to settle into your body, your breath, and your awareness. Rest here for a few more slow breaths, letting these words anchor you as you begin this new chapter. May the intention guide and support you throughout the year ahead. As you feel ready, you can invite some small movements back into your fingers and toes, and softly open your eyes. Okay, well, thank you for arriving with me. And as we get started in our discussion, let's take just a moment to clarify what exactly is yoga therapy and how does it differ from and build upon yoga teaching?
Thank you, Kelly. I noted that was really lovely. You really allowed me to just come down a bit. So thank you so much for that. To get an understanding of yoga therapy versus yoga teaching. So yoga therapy draws from the same roots and practices and applies to practices and philosophy of yoga in a client-centered, individualized approach to health and well-being. So a yoga therapist learns to assess each person's unique needs, goals, lifestyles, health conditions, and then designs practices specifically for them. That might include movement, breath work, meditation, lifestyle guidance, relaxation practices, and more, all carefully tailored and adapted. So it's a collaborative process with the client and should be grounded in safety, ethics, and evidence-informed practice. So yoga therapy meets people where they are, supporting their physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being in a very intentional and structured way. And it gives clients tools that they can apply whenever and wherever to maintain balance in their lives.
I'd love to share a little bit about my journey, how I got into yoga therapy and what drew me to this path. So I began studying yoga through my university, and there we practiced not only the poses, but I also got a solid introduction into the philosophy. And after that time, I continued to attend yoga classes and I practiced some yoga at home, but I didn't enroll in a yoga teacher training until 15 years later. And once I was in a teacher training, my curiosity into yoga therapy was sparked by reading Timothy McCall's book, Yoga as Medicine. So I completed my training. I started teaching group classes. And like many new yoga teachers, I was noticing that students were coming to class with injuries, chronic conditions, emotional stress, and deeper needs than I felt prepared to support. So I knew I wanted to be able to more fully support people in my classes, and I found myself wanting more tools and more knowledge and more ways that I could help. So very soon thereafter, I started training in yoga therapy. And as my knowledge started to grow, so did the sense that I really was in the right place. And the training was demanding. I'm not going to lie. I was working full time while teaching yoga on the side, and I gave birth to 2 children during the course of my training. But I will say that the flexibility gave me the confidence to keep pushing towards the finish line, and I became certified through IAYT in 2017. Let me also say that at times, yoga therapists will also encounter clients that fall outside of the scope of their expertise. And for this reason, referral networks are really important to be sure your clients get the care that they need.
Thank you, Kelly. And I think so many yoga teachers, including myself, resonate with that moment when teaching starts to feel like, you really want it to become something deeper, more individualized, more therapeutic, and you want to expand your knowledge so that you can take care of your clients better. It's you really want that deeper understanding. So let's talk a bit about what everyone is probably very curious about. How do you actually move from being a yoga teacher to becoming a yoga therapist?
Okay. I'm glad to cover that. There are 2 primary pathways recognized by IAYT. The primary pathway is to graduate from an IAYT accredited program. And these programs range from a minimum of 800 up to 1,000 plus hours. And this would be after completion of a foundational 200-hour yoga teacher training. In an IAYT accredited program, they provide deep training in anatomy and physiology, yoga philosophy, clinical skills and assessment, the therapeutic relationship, as well as professional practice, and all accredited programs include a supervised practicum. All programs also will provide a comprehensive, structured education that prepares you to work safely and effectively as a generalist with a diverse range of populations. Continuing education, which we'll talk about in a few moments, can provide deeper education on working with special populations and conditions. You can explore approved training options by going to IAYT's website, iayt.org, And there you'll find a list of all accredited programs worldwide, and you can find details to help you find a training that aligns with your goals and needs. So we are going to put the link to that into the chat so you can browse that list. Completing an IAYT accredited program doesn't automatically grant use of the CIAYT credential, though. Graduates must then formally apply for certification after finishing the program, including requesting that your training program email an official transcript directly to certification@iayt.org. You'll have to pass a quiz on IAYT's Code of Ethics and Scope of Practice. And graduates who started or enrolled in their program on or after July 1st of 2023 are also required to pass a certification exam. So if you began your training before that date, you would not be required. After that date, it is required. And you can find full details on eligibility as well as the next steps on IAYT.org. Go to the CIAYT tab and select certification. So the second way that you can get certified through IAYT is portfolio review and evaluation, which we also call PR&E for short. This one is for experienced yoga therapists who already have extensive yoga therapy training, clinical experience, and documented competencies. And you'll submit a number of papers showing, demonstrating that you are qualified. And it allows experienced practitioners who wouldn't be expected to enroll from scratch in an accredited program to get certified through IAYT. All applicants who come through PR&E must also pass the certification exam to be awarded the CIAYT credential. And the first PR&E window for 2026 is open now, and applications are being accepted through May 15th. Again, you can find those details at IAYT.org. Click on the CIAYT tab and select certification.
So our website, IAYT's website, IAYT.org, it has a list of 70 accredited programs in 13 countries. So let's talk about perhaps the most important aspect of starting along this path, which is choosing the right yoga therapy training program. So one important thing to know is that all IAYT accredited programs must meet the same educational competencies and standards, so ensuring a high quality, comprehensive education. At the same time, programs can look very different from one another based on lineage and focus and format, whether that's in person, online, or hybrid, as well as pacing, structure, and costs. So many programs offer flexible payment plans, scholarships, or other forms of financial support, recognizing that accessibility matters and that students come from a wide range of life circumstances. Because of these differences, there's no single right program. The most important thing is finding a school that aligns with your interests, your values, your learning styles, and your personal situation. So taking time to explore options, attending information sessions, asking questions, and speaking with graduates can make a really big difference. So finding that right fit helps ensure that your training experience is not only rigorous and transformative, but it's also sustainable and supportive. And again, the link for exploring those programs we put inside our comments, and that is bit.ly/accredited programs.
So one of the things that I really value about yoga therapy as a profession is the commitment to lifelong learning as a yoga therapist. Through continuing education, we can deepen and refine our skills. We stay current with research and keep growing both personally and professionally. Certification standards, including recertification every 3 years, helps ensure potential clients and employers that we're practicing ethically, responsibly, with integrity and staying up to date on current knowledge and trends, research and trends in yoga therapy. And I view continuing education as a type of nourishment. It keeps us inspired and connected and engaged with what is really an evolving field. So, to maintain your certification every 3 years, CIAYTs must complete and submit 24 continuing education credits, or CEs. 2 of these will be in the area of ethics and scope of practice, and these trainings are provided through IAYT for members. You must apply for recertification, and then once your recertification is approved, a new certificate with an updated expiration date is issued in your member profile.
And one of the best places to earn continuing education credits to connect with colleagues and feel very inspired about the field of yoga therapy is SYTAR, which is the Symposium on Yoga Therapy and Research, our annual multi-track conference. So highlights of SYTAR include cutting-edge education, clinical and research presentations, networking, mentorship, just general community interaction. And as a bonus, this year's conference includes a full research track. And this was purposely done to strengthen the bridge between evidence and practice. So whether you're a student, a new graduate, a yoga researcher, healthcare professional, a seasoned yoga therapist, or a yoga teacher here exploring the path towards yoga therapy, SYTAR provides an incredibly rich experience. And to find out more about SYTAR, you can visit sytar.org, SYTAR.org. Registration will open in mid-February. It's going to be June 11th to 13th in Costa Mesa, California.
Thank you, Marita. So another thing that we really encourage, whether you're just beginning or already deep in your training, is membership with IAYT. IAYT is your professional home for yoga therapy. You'll get access to our publications, which include Yoga Therapy Today, and the International Journal of Yoga Therapy, which is a peer-reviewed research journal that's indexed on Medline. You'll find all the latest yoga research published there. We offer webinars and learning events, a professional community that you can network with. And we also have special resources for students and emerging professionals who are new to yoga therapy. Membership provides you with that connection, so you're not feeling like you're practicing in a bubble. Education, inspiration, and professional grounding, which really matters in our work. So if you're watching today and you're feeling even a little bit curious or called toward yoga therapy, we encourage you to visit IAYT.org and explore, look around the website, ask questions, connect with the IAYT community. We also have a sister website for the public where you can read IAYT's blog, and that is yogatherapy.health.
So one of the things that I guess comes up, or probably comes up for a lot of people, is like, how does IAYT support career development? You're moving into this new career. You're moving from yoga teacher into becoming a yoga therapist. And IAYT supports yoga therapy careers by building the professional foundation that allows those careers to be understood, trusted, and sustained. So by setting educational and ethical standards, accrediting training programs, and offering the CIAYT credential, IAYT helps ensure yoga therapists are prepared to work safely and professionally, which then helps to build confidence with clients, employers, and healthcare partners. So through continuing education, the conferences, professional development opportunities, practitioners are able to deepen their skills, specialize, and evolve their work over time. At the same time, IAYT actively builds visibility and acceptance for the field as a whole through advocacy, professional partnerships, and by supporting and disseminating research that strengthens that evidence base for yoga therapy. So together, these efforts reduce the confusion around the role of yoga therapists. It increases credibility within broader healthcare, health and wellness systems, and it makes it easier to build stable, value-aligned careers. So I know that felt like quite a bit. I should mention this is live here, but we also do post this on our YouTube in case, like, even if you are here live and you want to go back and digest some of the information in a few days, we will have that up. And if you have any questions at this time, I do invite you to please drop those inside of the chat. But thank you all so much for joining us. Well, let me give you a moment before I say thank you for joining us. Let's see if there are any questions or if there's anything that came up on Instagram in case we missed anything over there.
I'm not seeing any questions.
Okay. All right. So everyone, really, thank you so much for joining us today. We do invite you to stay in touch with IAYT, and you can do so through Instagram, and that our handle is at IAYT.org. And we're on Facebook as well, which is IAYT.org. We're on LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn page, and you can just search for the International Association of Yoga Therapists. On YouTube, we are at IAYT.org, or you can also search for the International Association of Yoga Therapists. We also have groups on Facebook. We have a member schools group, and we have a group for CIAYT, so that helps facilitate community. And on LinkedIn, we have a group as well. You can search for International Association of Yoga Therapists there to join that group. Another great way to stay in touch with us is to subscribe to our newsletter. It's not just for members, it's open to everyone. So if you are interested in just finding out more about yoga therapy, just understanding what's happening in that space, I do invite you to sign up for the newsletter. You can visit IAYT.org, and once you scroll down, you'll see something that says Get E-News, and you can just fill that in and stay connected. And I'm going to remind you again to visit SYTAR.org. That's SYTAR.org. And just to find out more about the conference, it is going to include that full research track. So it's going to be pretty exciting in 2026. And that registration is going to open mid-February. So please do stay tuned. If you're feeling drawn towards yoga therapy, I want to encourage you to honor that curiosity. This path offers profound opportunities for growth, service, and truly meaningful work. It's not always easy, but it is deeply rewarding, as sometimes we find that most things in life are. So yoga therapy allows us to walk alongside people in some of the most vulnerable and transformative moments, and that is truly a privilege. So wherever you are on your journey, know that the IAYT community is here to support you. We're grateful for each of you walking this path. And thank you so much for joining us today. And we hope to connect with you very soon. Have a really awesome day. Bye.